Hello and welcome everyone to another episode of Tactical Awareness. It's a special episode today. The ITS 17 mission pack has dropped from Corvus Belli, and of course means that Owen, Dan, and myself will be sitting down to break down all the missions, see what's new in the packet, what we think, and our experience so far playing. So let's dive in and see what the boys are doing and get this underway. This is a yeah, exclusions out of 8 inches. This is a HVT.
Just 8 centimeters.
Yes, it's only in metric for you.
I keep converting it wrong.
You asked me if it's in metric or an imperial. Hey everybody, welcome to another Infinity season release party. This is our I guess annual now review of the ITS season packet for the Infinity Tournament system. And this is a little break in between our episodes of Heroes to Zeros. So we wind it down. We have the drop of Seekers season 17. And we've given it some time to marinate. I think we've all played at least one game out of this packet now to sort of have some thoughts and do some read throughs. I still can't tell what the story is. Something treasure, something QAZ, something chat GTP. But it feels like it's a corporate race to try and identify how to predict quantum anomaly zones for money, for reasons of money and mega corporate greed. So when we usually do this, what we do is we go through the core mechanics of how you play Infinity. Changing up the scenarios every year is kind of like the most exciting, and like outside of an addition change or a new army drop, is kind of the most exciting thing that happens every year. And I usually find myself pretty bored with the season by the end. So I'm always excited when this comes around because it revitalizes my interest in the game. How do you guys feel about when this comes around?
Yeah, it's good to, I mean, inevitably there's missions that seem really exciting and then they're like, oh, this is a terrible idea. Yeah. But we'll get there.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, stuff shakes out, right?
Anything different is good to experiment with. Yeah, and ultimately, you don't have to play with every single mission in every single tournament. And so TOs...
You're playing between 3 and 5 missions in a tournament, right? So like with 15 options, it cuts down pretty fast.
Yeah. And so what's nice is that you can play the ones that seem somewhat straightforward, and then the other ones you can kind of suss out and then maybe give Corvus Belli the time to fix their decisions.
Right, in Corvus Sphere or OTM or whatever the fuck we end up using to run our tournaments, they're going to see how many of each one got run. So they'll know the heroes and the zeros. Like they'll be able to see it in real time.
Yep.
What about you, Owen?
I mean, I like when new ones come out because like most list building is built around tournaments. Like I recognize that there was like an interview where they were like 20% of our players are playing in ITS. That's probably true, but 90% of the dialogue is around list building for ITS.
Everybody plays like they're going to the Olympics. Like it's always that. It's the same in 40K. It's the same in every major.
Like even if it is the kind of person who goes, I'm not going to go to the tournament and I haven't signed up for ITS or whatnot, and I just play the game to have fun. They're still playing these missions. They're still playing with these like list building for these missions in just a different world. So having new ones is always good. And there's nothing stopping you from playing old ones. Like the documents don't go away. They're still floating out there on the internet. So you can just play previous missions you like. This latest batch was pretty fun because it kind of wiped out all of the mainstays.
Yep.
And in their place, they have brought back a bunch of editing issues.
as is tradition when they take big swings. There's a move fast and break stuff.
There's a lot of like little, like I'm going to point out the ones I'm aware of, and there are more, and it's not me advocating that these are the right way to play, simply that until edited, be aware of it, because you're going to run into somebody who will play against you and you're going to go, Jesus. That's not how that works.
I think you put it really well actually in your pre-show, is that these are the things that you talk to the TO about beforehand and be like, hey, when we do this, is this how this is going to, can you make a ruling now before we go to the tournament and announce it to everybody? We did that at Carbonite.
Can you make a ruling now before I'm playing my game and all of a sudden the spotlit box that my opponent's carrying gets hit by a GML and he goes, wait a second, you can't do that. And I go,
why can't I?
Oh, because you can attack the box.
Yeah, it's way dumber than that too.
But it can't get hurt by it?
but everyone holding it can.
Everybody
Because
holding
it's always on the table.
Yeah, because it's a 40
It's
mil
not even
size
clear if you can
3.
walk upstairs with it. Like, there's just like rules around
It's
it.
a weird. It's a terrain piece miniature technical piece of equipment that you drag around, but you can attack it.
That's one of them, Dan.
Oh, I'm aware.
Yeah, but yeah, just like
that was immediately what occurred to me as well. Yeah,
we have a tournament coming up. We have a couple tournaments in November, and I posted to our local group like, "Hey, here is my little mini errata. If you just include that, it will get around 3 of these issues. There's probably more, but this one is on the face of it the most egregious. But we'll get there.
All right, we're getting in front of our skis, so let's go through the core ITS basic rules. Not a lot of changes here. If you played Infinity before, usual stuff applies. You need your minis, you need a tape measure, templates and markers, dice, your operations deck, and your army lists. 1 or 2 army lists as submitted through OTM/Corvus, which is their experimental tournament organizer that's not quite working yet. Sportsmanship, don't be a dick. Everyone should have fun. Dan took some exception to that idea that people
it says should. That's not necessary, right?
It should be fun.
Or a big red box.
Aspirational.
Community is first and foremost a game, and events should be fun for everyone involved, but not necessarily fun for everyone involved. And that's the rules.
That's the rules. And then miniatures, they got to be from CB. They have to faithfully represent a trooper. If you can use a stand-in, make sure that it's as closely representative of the thing that you're standing in for as possible. Don't have something be dumb for something else.
Unless it's interplanetario, it's like
unless it's interplanetario, then just take whatever you want.
Everyone, it's fast and loose.
Yeah. Painting, you don't have to be painted, but it'd be cool if you did. Be a lot cooler if you did. They take a real dazed and confused approach to painting in this beautiful miniature game. And then line of fire, make sure your line of fire 180 degrees are marked. Don't use proxies. Fuck you for proxies. Converted figures, as long as they're CB parts, they represent the model that you're representing, then great. Make sure you have copies of your army list, mercenaries, blah, 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 rules. All game rules, facts, Infinity Wiki, rules around as an army list published up to 1 week before the day of the event apply to the event. So no taking new armies to the event. They could call your ass out. Some general rules for
organizers. What if the rules are different between army and other parts? What do I do?
Great question. No one knows.
It's good up until 1 week beforehand. I'll use whatever feels appropriate at the moment.
And then our ranking system. So interestingly, you're getting some ITS ratings, and each event depends on the event's K factor. Special events such as the Interplanetaria tournament might have different K factors. So you get more points the cooler the place that you're going in is.
Well, now we just got to play 400-point tournaments or 350.
Yeah.
You get more K. Gotta get all that K you can.
We gotta play smaller ones, is what it says. Oh, it's minus 15 for smaller ones, plus 15 for bigger ones. All right, so 400-point tournaments from now on. That's it. 350.
And what would having 400-point tournaments do to list design?
Tags.
How would you fit on the table?
You'd have to take tags. Like you just
some factions can't do it. Ariadne just can't.
Like I don't think
US Ariadne can only make it to like 280 or like 380, something like that.
Cap. Yeah, I don't think they get to 400. It's
well, that's when you add in the other rules of not 15 model cap.
Is there one in there? Let's just look. Let's see if that's in there now. Basic rules. So format's the same, round numbers and players.
I think it's under extras when we get down to
keeping
that
scores the same. I think there is an extra for models. Final scores, army list pairings and buys. Didn't notice anything in there. You get to take 2 army lists. They give you diameters for your tokens for all of your scenario items and equipment. Definition of specialists are in here already at the top, which I think is handy. And then scenarios, terrain and terrain layout suggestions, thematic tables, yay. Rules for civilians. And
can I just say that
so you grab your guys. Yeah.
I genuinely dislike that long service and treasure hunters are not under extras.
It feels because extras are optional. You want them to be optional. They're not. You don't want them to be season rules.
Even if they were permanent season rules, when it comes to just clicking through this document trying to find stuff, you have to click the extras line and go up instead of. They should just be right. I don't know. It's like a tiny thing.
But there's a section for season 17. I think they're all in here, right? It's all alphabetical. It's civilians, civivac. Designated target, case fact, because those are the things that go to each other. Then long service, then treasure hunters. Yeah, because that's just the seasonal rules, the non-optional ones.
Treasure. Yeah.
Yeah, it's under the season rules.
The non-optional treasure hunter.
Yeah.
Here's your big change.
Here's our big change. Everyone's got to bring a treasure hunter. Its model is who knows, but I think you win him in the ITS pack. Isn't that you get a treasure hunter model? And
it's the bunny girl, by the way.
It's the bunny girl. I liked the bunny girl that was a Yu Ching beast hunter better. She's beast hunter's fucking awesome.
Yeah, bunny girl.
She's cool as hell. She's like a cat. She's like a kabuki mask. I can't remember what it was. Like
no,
that's a cat mask or something.
That's JSA.
Is it? I thought it was Yu Ching. No,
Jesus.
It doesn't matter. Who doesn't?
How can you not tell that apart?
I don't. It's just a beast hunter. It's a mercenary. I don't even think it as a faction. I just remember the Yu Ching one.
They all look alike.
I'm saying that
Japan, China. Jesus.
I'm saying that the beast hunters all look alike, and it was cool as shit. But I thought it was supposed to be the cool melee one from the Yu Ching list. And then
Laotian.
Oh god. Jesus Christ. I am not going to be derailed by you guys tonight, you assholes. Right,
sounds accepted.
So this is an interesting model because it has a stat profile and it also gives you a treasure chest. So it's kind of a workhorse, I guess, like stat wise. What do you think? What do you think of its stat line?
This thing is a monster. It is way overtuned for 6 points.
For being almost a workhorse. Yeah. Go on. Why?
It is a higher base stat line than most troopers. Like
yes, 11.
12.
Yeah,
Fizz 12.
It's certainly not a civilian, right? So like civilians are like 10s across the board. This thing's CC 17.
It's better than like a Fusilier.
Like, it's got no armor. But better whip.
So it's like a Fennec Fusilier.
And then it's got booty, climbing plus, forward deployment +4, specialist, and terrain total. So it's a free specialist, but could be bad too. Flash pulse and +1 burst EM grenades, which is ridiculous.
And plus burst stun pistol. Yeah.
For 6 points. It has got a lot of gear and skills for what it is.
And forward deploy. I'm sure you mentioned that, but the forward deploy is super relevant because you will always be deploying a treasure token, whether you bring this or not. But if you do bring it, it can deploy immediately next to the treasure token, of which only it can open, and it can open without rolling. So if you bring this guy, you get 2 booty rolls on them. And I've had very meaningful booty rolls come out of those, where one game I got MSV1 and a multi-sniper. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I'm going to smoke shoot. I didn't even have that in my faction. That's really cool. Yep, or some other combination. Like you could get 8-4 and now
you're a motorcycle with an explosive close combat weapon, or you're
8-4
mimetism -6 HMG,
right? who's a specialist and can spec throw grenades on 9s at 8 inches, and they're EM grenades.
Throw on 9s almost messed me up if it wasn't for the fact that I'm really good at rolling 2s while resetting.
Right. It is. I at first was like, oh, this is like okay. And I don't think I considered just how useful that forward deploy specialist combo. Like the rest of its kit is good, but the forward deployment is pretty wild.
Well, in certain armies, you're getting a free regular order, right? Because if you get Joan, it's free regular order.
6 point regular order, I guess. Yeah.
Well, it's free.
No, you have to pay for it. You do not. You have to pay for it.
Oh, you have to buy this person? I don't think it's free.
That's what I thought.
It just says you can include a session in their army list, not for free. Okay, I see. So it's
you will.
Yeah.
You will.
We didn't take it because we played cross lines in our game, and there's no treasure, so that's why we didn't bother taking them.
You can still bring a session.
You could, but like, it's not going to do what you want.
I 100% would bring it in that mission because it deploys in the middle for 6 points and can spec EM grenades at everyone nearby it.
Sure.
Or in one order is throwing EM grenades into your opponent's deployment. Actually, in less than one order. You could just do it from deployment and throw it to clip them with EM grenades.
You can also weirdly place your treasure token on the other side of the board, in the middle of the board, just outside of 4 inches of any deployment zones. That's it.
Yeah. Crossing lines, you can't do it.
Yeah, because there is no spot 4 inches outside any deployment zones because there's only 8-inch strip that doesn't have a deployment zone next to it.
Yeah. But basically you put it right next to her because she can just grab it right away. And with her own irregular order. So you're like, roll booty, get something, activate, get something, off you go. Could be
Yeah,
+4
but you
armor.
only get one chance because it's not like a panoply. The treasure token's just gone after you roll.
Wait, how does deploying HVTs and crossing lines work? Is there
You
no
don't. There
There's
are
no
no
HVT.
HVTs.
There's
It
no
doesn't say
classifieds.
no. It
There's no
doesn't say no
classifieds.
HVT, but
Yeah.
you can't place it. So I'm assuming.
And there's no classified.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
So like
Anyway,
there's nothing that would interact with them, and there's no way to secure them.
Yeah, the treasure doesn't go away, but she's the only one who can open it. And so if you pay that points to bring her, because you have to place a treasure, you don't get a choice about that, assuming crossing lines notwithstanding. But if you bring her, you're getting a 6-point guy who could be anything. And it's just so that they're also like, even if you didn't have all this treasure stuff, this is like twice the man a bounty hunter is, like an authorized bounty hunter, for half the cost.
Well, no real gun, just a stun pistol and a EM grenade. EM grenade's cool, but like
that's a better gun than the boarding shotgun that those bounty hunters get. Like the 12-point authorized bounty hunter.
Sure.
Boarding shotguns are pretty good.
That's pretty good. All right, moving on. So we've got this treasure hunter we can buy. Obviously, it gives you access to some booty rolls. And then we've got our extras. So escalation, which is you play 3 games at either 150 and 200, 300, 250, or 400, 350. So your game gets bigger each time. I really like the idea of that format. And you have 3 army lists. And then free game, so you can have as many troopers as you want. Spec Ops, where you get a Spec Ops with experience points, which I don't even know if the rules exist for that anymore. I guess they're just in army. Soldiers of Fortune, you can take mercenary troops. Direct action is the one where you don't use classifieds or HVTs, and you just use those 5 missions from the back of the book. And then reinforcements. With this extra, the reinforcement rules used, and all players must use reinforcements. And finally, Resilience Ops is the single procedurally generated mission format, again, at the back of this document. So we're not going to talk too much about Resilience Ops because it doesn't come up very often. Direct action is kind of like a beginner's tournament style, so we're probably not going to go through those as well. We'll just mention if they got any changes. And then classifieds, I didn't see anything that really changed here. The stuff they rolled in from 16.5 is still here. So the weird, whatchamacallit, the tactical support options, where your card has like a symbol on it, and then your symbol lets you do bonus things, like you get +1 initiative, or you get adhesive launcher rifle. Specialist gets a Blitzen, a Gizmo
One of
kit.
these breaks the game as well. If you the mission, we'll get to it.
A trooper of the player's choice gets the specialist offer special skill, where your tag becomes a specialist.
No, it's way dumber than that. It's see that second one where you get an automatic success when rolling, single use.
Yep.
That isn't tied to any guy. It's just at any point. So if you had, say, a mission that inflicted a -6 on the whip check unless you did something, but if you had a token that you get that game that auto passes and thus is irrelevant, that'd be really dumb.
So it's only for skills with the scenario label. So it's only like opening boxes or I get that that's one. It's for
box with -6.
Yeah.
I guess the one thing to point out is with the HVT and the treasure.
Yeah,
you cannot do both.
For the missions with one classified, it's really easy to just throw that classified away and just be near one of the two. Odds are that your opponent isn't contesting both.
Yeah. And is it easier to camp out the treasure token?
It's the exact same as HVT rules.
So you're on theirs and no one's on yours. But then
but if you have Sasha, it overrides. You don't have to not have someone.
Right.
She can get it even if someone's contesting.
She can get theirs, but
if
someone's contesting yours, but just to live and get over there. And also, you can't eat your treasure token first turn. You have to plan for it.
Well, no, they don't disappear if you take
it.
They do.
No, they don't.
A treasure token is it says not removed from the table after it's been opened. Oh, okay. I thought it said it was removed from the table after it's open.
Cool. Wait, Sasha can go over and get another booty roll from.
Sure can.
Right?
No, she's from the other one. Yeah.
Yep.
So 3 booty rolls.
You can get like 5 on some missions.
there's panoplies and stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Gotta catch them all.
All right. And so then we're into the scenarios. So there are there's 10 core scenarios now, 5 direct action, and then resilience ops. Our new ones are achial interference. I keep thinking that says aerial, which is like a variation of highly classified. Corporate appropriation, critical intervention, crossing lines, hard lock, provisioning, and zone of interest, which is a very unfortunate name. And so the old ones are last launch and B-Pong, which if you'd asked me to bet which snares would come through from the last season, they would not have been on the list of snares I thought were going to make it through, which is insane. And then we still have Annihilation, Battleground, Cutthroat, Superiority, and Uplink Center for our direct actions, with some minor variations for this season. So Achial Interference, the new-ish, highly classified. I'm just going to go through the scoring for this, and then you guys can go through the details, and we'll talk about what we think. So no attack support options, and it says it is suitable for playing with reinforcements, the most popular game mode. We should have a reinforcement satellite event. And then finally, accomplished common classifieds. So there's 6 common classifieds, or sorry, there's 3 every turn. You get a maximum of 6 points from it. And they're the usual, 6 for the game. Both players share 2 common classifieds each game round, which are public. At the beginning of the first game round, you shuffle out classified deck, then they draw 2 cards, select 1, and then place them out as the common ones. So you're basically getting like a mulligan. So there's something you can't do. You can pick the other one basically to put down as the common ones.
No.
Once you both collected
you keep the other one as your private classified.
Yeah,
it's not a mulligan. It's much worse than that because you give it to your opponent to be able to do.
That's what I mean. Well, if there's one that they can't do, you can put it down as the common, right?
There you go. Okay, yeah.
That's what I mean. Like you want to keep the one that you only.
You're right. You said it backwards, but that's fine. I get it. Yeah.
At the beginning of the game round 2 and 3, any current common classified cards that have not been accomplished by the player discards. So you always refresh the river. And then player A and player B tokens can be used to mark which have been accomplished by each common classified card. It's recommended that players use a different kind of token. You then draw 2 cards from the classified deck, chooses one as a common classified, and discards the other. Any common classified objective that is checked at the end of the game or during the game can be accomplished at the end of a player turn. So basically, you can score them right away. And if both players accomplish the same common classified, both players have accomplished it. So you can both get the same ones potentially during the course of the turn. And a common classified objective can only be accomplished after it's been drawn. If players run out of cards, shuffle the discard pile into the new deck. Private classified objectives cannot be used to emit achial interference and can't be canceled by it. So the ones that you have in your hand are just for you, and they're not basically subject to the console in the middle of the table.
You just get one.
Yeah. And then when you reveal it, if you reveal the same one, it can only be scored one time. So they just they stack basically, and it's a single classified as opposed to having 2.
I hate this mission.
And then you have to deploy 4 HVTs, which is Owen's favorite part. Loves it when all that has to be done. Can't do secure HVT, but can do the treasure tokens. Interestingly enough, because it doesn't say you can't. And then achial antenna. There is one achial antenna placed in the center of the table. It's an antenna token, and you can short skill emit achial interference. Only special troops can do it. You have to be in silhouette contact. You must the player has accomplished a common classified objective that is either the fucking blah 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 or blah symbols.
Look, you can't even be bothered to read it. This is why I hate this.
How do I read these symbols? Well, how do you even read? Like, I don't even know what these symbols could be described as.
Cross dot cross dot
cross dot cross dot cross 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 dot dot cross. Each of the common classifieds can be chosen once for each skill. Each specialist troop can only emit achial interference once per game round. You make a whip roll. If it's failed, you can repeat it as many times as necessary. If it's omitted, the player can cancel a common classified that's been accomplished by the adversary and that shares a symbol common classified previously accomplished by the player. So if you do one that has the same symbol as one somebody else has already done, you can nuke them and take it away from them. It lets you kill accomplished ones, basically. It sounds way more fucking complicated than it is, but it basically means if you can do a classified that has the same symbol as one your opponent's already done, you can walk over and nuke theirs. And that also means they can't get you back because they are considered to have no longer having accomplished it, which means they're not qualified now to go and push the button back at you.
Which is why I don't like this mission.
Yeah,
because the rich get richer.
It's opposed. Well, it means you've both done something similar, and then you get to go and kill one of theirs.
Right. It could be like we both spotlight. You spotlight second, so you win.
And then you go over and do it. Yeah. Without needing to perform a roll, the player can filter the signal. When filtering, the player can choose one of the current commons, and you can just discard it and draw a new one. So you can pull a new one from the deck. And then it's third game round or retreat. So standard deployments, 12-inch deployments, single console or single antenna in the middle. And that's it. 6 points from scoring commons. 1 for having more at the end of the game, so that'll take you to 7 overall. And then at the end of each game, have accomplished at least 1 classified in each game round for 8, and then you get 2 private classifieds. The one that you drew in the first round, and then the second secret one. So it's all just class. It's like a weird, highly classified with a cancellation system. They basically
they didn't need the cancellation system.
Right.
I don't think
That's
so.
what I.
It's just
That's what I don't like.
This feels over-engineered, if that makes sense, right? Like they took something that was already relatively difficult and complicated that people didn't play a lot, and they over-engineered a solution to a problem people weren't having, which was it being a high-scoring mission.
There's 6 paragraphs
like,
of explaining how you get your objectives, and then a full other page about how you cancel them all.
So, like one of the really awesome things about Infinity in tournament scoring is that it's just kind of like just get as many points as you can, and if your opponent also gets a bunch of points, it doesn't directly hurt you.
Some missions,
the fact that you're also competing with more things typically, right?
Well, there's 2 types of scoring, right? There's exclusive scoring, which means if I get these points, you can't get them. So in some like end around scoring ones, like if I hold zones and you don't, like those are ones you can't both get back. This one is we both can get them, but in the state that we've both gotten the same kind, I can now kill yours and get ahead of you. I think it's maybe they're trying to prevent ties, but like it didn't seem to be an issue in this mission.
I think the feeling is different. That like you and I are fighting over a zone and you take it, or I fail to take it. I don't get the points, you get the points, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, that sucks for me.
It's a consequence of the fight.
This is I had the point and you took it away. Right? Like the denial, like the taking of the point that I worked towards compared to the denial of a point that I hadn't gotten yet feels different.
It's an inherent negative play experience.
But are the objectives that you're completing have those symbols?
Maybe. Did they already do that?
And then you're vulnerable. Maybe they don't, and then who cares?
And what if the order was just unlucky for you, where they happen to have the next flow of objectives is like, oh, look, I guess I just kill you now and you lose 6 points.
But you can hit the middle and refresh them.
Sure. Yeah, that makes it worse.
But like you're still down orders though, right, Dan? Like it's still there's like a bunch of like
but the thing is like you can filter for objectives too, right? Like put a medium infantry character hacker on the other half of that antenna, and there's like 15 objectives you can do.
Yep.
Yeah. It's I mean, we got to play it, but it doesn't look great.
My experience on this one has been like I said, the rich get richer. If you start winning on this game, you win harder and harder. And any ground that your opponent starts gaining against you, you just nullify as the game goes on.
Well, once you get ahead, you don't need to have orders. And so you just throw everything in ARO and they got to fight through your army instead of doing objectives. And then you have your objective guys that with a few orders just go boop, boop, boop.
Well, you just click on the button and you just delete the ones that they worked hard for. Right? So like if you just hold the button and kill and then do objectives as you're doing, if you're already ahead, you just get more ahead. And
this is why you bring the Yujing flyer that has sensor to go root out those guys that are going to hang out near the buttons.
So fun.
He's right.
Flyers are amazing.
Anyway,
did they say that flyers were going to be an essential part of this ITS?
They are.
I believe they did, but how so? Is it the axial interference part?
Maybe we'll discover something.
Dan already explained how. He has sensor, and it sensors the antenna.
The one flyer.
The GoPod can do it twice.
GoPod's going GoPod.
B-Pong is exactly the same.
B-Pong is exactly the same. So first of all, what do we are we of an agreement that this is like an over-engineered mission that like before we move on from axial interference?
I just wish it didn't have the antenna.
The whole
take the antenna away.
Is just silly.
Yeah.
And again, control it at the end of the game for a couple
something like that.
What would the difference of this be if it was just
both players would just have ramping scores?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it would just be highly classified. Like it would just
and you'd be playing a mini game of putting down classifieds that they can't do that you can do. Right. And so like knowing their army or knowing what they might have hidden. So like there's like a neat game that you're doing with the whole draw and put one and draw and put one. Yeah. But then it's like, I got the right one and I canceled yours.
But we already had that mission. Like that's the thing is like that's not new. That's just
look, mission. The new thing is the worst part about the mission.
Yeah.
Well, no, It's not just that, because now the way those classifieds are being revealed is different. There is a, you're choosing to some degree. Highly classified was just like, here's your 4, good luck, or like, here's the next card and the next card. And while it's kind of like that, because you get a little bit of influence of like keep and not keep, you get to pressure that a little bit. Whereas highly classified, you just end your turn and your opponent's like, I got spotlight and have a hacker near your HVT and hack your HVT. I score 3. Like
Bye.
that could just happen in that. Or like have medium infantry on their half of the board near an enemy, and you do 2 objectives in 2 whip rolls.
Yeah.
Or that really fun one where you could do 2 objectives in 1 rip roll, depending on how you want to read. We'll get into that. That's a different topic.
I guess for this one, how do you score secure the treasure?
You give up your private.
So you score 1 instead of the 2, which is better than nothing. But
and it does feel like maybe that wasn't intended. Like they just took out highly classified, they took out secure HVT and forgot to take out treasure because they wrote these in a vacuum. Like they wrote the scenario and they added in the treasure hunter thing later on.
I kind of like that though, that the treasure exists to give you.
It gives you reason to have. It gives you a reason to take the Sasha or place the treasure.
That'd be really unfortunate if you picked 2 and couldn't accomplish either of them.
You still get the token this way too, so you still have a thing you can go and loot. All right, B-Pong. It forces you to use 2 tactical support options. Boo. It's pretty much the same. It's the modified one from 16.5. So at the end of the game, the track means totally inside the enemy half of the table for 2. Control it for 1 at the end of your round. Control it at the end of the game round, 1 console. So it's 2 per round for 6, 7, 8 at the end of the game, 9, 10 for 2 classifieds. And then it's beacon in the middle and 2 consoles.
I appreciate that the recommendation that we had given like a year ago when this came out for the first time, where you're not allowed to activate it while it's in silhouette contact using a console, is now just permanently a rule.
Yep. That worked.
And so you can't have that moment where player 1 is holding the beacon and you're like, nah, you're not anymore. You have to go kill that guy.
Yeah, he hugs it, which I think was that's the make you do some work to do this. You can't just grab it out of his hand.
You can't have the camo marker reveal and push the button and die pushing it in order to deny 2 points.
Which is funny because that's such an intended removal of a negative play experience that Accio interference put back in. You know what I mean? Like a non-interactive
for newer players who haven't played the old Pong. Maybe just go over it quick.
Yeah, well, it was just that when you relocate the tracking beacon by pushing a console, you could suck it 6 inches back towards the middle or move it. And it used to be if an enemy trooper was holding it, it just like left their hands. Now you can't do that. If they're hanging on to it, if they have to go kill that guy first before you can move it, you can't just steal it from him. Because it was a non-interactive, cheap way basically of like undoing all the work someone did for a turn.
Right, but if you've never played Pong, there's a tracking beacon in the middle. You can go up and manually kick it, or there's consoles on either side where you can activate to remotely kick it.
Yeah.
And basically you just want to get it into the enemy zone and then hold it as well. So you're looking for durable pieces that can hang out near it.
And relocate is now a short skill instead of a long skill.
It is, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you
still only once per turn, but
they're still both short. So you can still walk up and do them, as opposed to taking like furious hacking forever.
It used to be walk up, wait, then do it.
Yeah. Still not a fan of tactical support options because it's just too much overhead to track. It's command points from 40k, and I'm not a fan.
It's just too inconsistent that it's relevant at all.
Yeah, and also it's just more information to keep track of.
And this season's the first time it introduced one, like I said, that's like pretty devastating and completely ruin one of the scenarios. And they should have just made it 0.
At random, completely.
Yeah, you have a 1 in it's like a 1 in 6 10. Too. By the way, no, because there's 12 of them, and then one of them's wild card.
Wild card. That's true. Yeah.
So if you draw your tack, which you do before you decide whether you're going first. If you draw, we'll get. It's not this mission; it's the next one. So I'll just wait. And I'll just explain it.
Corporate appropriation. So this is a new mission. Again, none of the new missions allow for tactical support options, which I think is really funny because it's like they're phasing them out already. They're like coolly mothballing them. And this one is the capture prototypes. At the end of the game, have the enemy prototype captured for 2. It's kind of a weird version of supplies or mind wipe.
It's mind wipe. It's evil mind wipe.
It's like evil mind wipe. At the end of the game, have the enemy prototype captured. So you're trying to hold something that other people are trying to destroy.
Yeah.
So at the end of the game, your prototype's not captured for 1. At the end of the game, your prototype's not is destroyed for 3. So you're trying to kill your own, capture theirs, and then
That's it.
try and get
And
more
be
weapons.
in your deployment zone.
Only get more weapons from panaplies, and then 3 classifieds.
Right.
So literally, there's 4 like who gives a fuck points, which is the classifieds and the panoply, which you just try and get done as fast as you can, because if you honestly, they tend to be the turning point for missions like these if you just do them really quick. So if you get lucky and get 3 easy classifieds, just do them all turn 1 and then start your game. And then just go grab a panoply. And then it's just blow this thing up. And Owen had a very funny note.
This is the mission I have an errata for.
Yeah, there's an 8-inch exclusion zone across the middle with the 2 panoplies in it, and then center of your deployment zone line is
the prototypes.
The prototypes are in the middle. Sorry, the panoplies are right here. It's even easier to do the panoplies. That's really funny.
Yeah, you bring Sasha for this one, by the way.
Yeah,
she puts the treasure in front of the panoply, and so in one order she picks the panoply, second order she picks the treasure, and now all of a sudden she's got 3 booty rolls.
3 booty rolls all of a sudden. She's just jacked to the tits.
Yeah, and is a specialist to go steal the prototype.
Mm-hmm. And you don't care if she dies because she's 6 points.
So it's interesting because whoever chooses deployment chooses which one is friendly and which
whose
one
is whose. Yeah, so going second also lets you pick whose is whose.
But if you go first, you can still go pick the enemies up and run away with it.
Yeah.
Asterisk. I'm not also, according to the rules.
I'm also
because it's an attack.
It's an attack. I'm also being reductive because sometimes you might choose initiative and choose to go second, and sometimes you might choose deployment and be going first. The 2 prototypes are weird. They're the remotes, basically. They're size 3 structure, but they're ARM 6, BTO 6, and he can fix them. They also have a fixed CC roll of an 8 because they have like a little taser that shoots out of them that can't be canceled by anything, which is very funny.
But it's canceled in an attack. Like it.
No, but it can't be canceled by mods. You never modify it. So like
no, it's even dumber than that. You don't apply mods for yourself. So if you have martial arts, you don't get a bonus to hit. But if you have martial arts, you get a bonus to dice.
Yeah.
Thank you, clarity.
Okay. But armor 6, BTS 6, 3 structure, not super easy to just blow up.
No.
Yeah. There is like a handful of explosive melee weapons that blow that up.
And weirdly,
decharges is the -6.
Or mono.
No.
Mono kills it.
No, mono doesn't work because mono doesn't have anti-material.
What am I thinking of that as anti-material then?
Nuh-uh.
Anyway, so it's only decharges, explosive, and DA. Notably, you can place decharges, which means that the automated defense system doesn't work when you hit it with decharges, and you don't have to roll.
Yeah.
So go ahead. There you go.
You're right. It does say
you can place decharges even though they have a CC stat? Oh, they don't have a CC
it says placing decharges. So if
it specifically states you can.
Interesting.
And you can always pull decharges out of your panoply. So that's why that allowance is there, or out of a panoply, because it doesn't need to be yours. It's just a panoply.
Yeah, either one.
Yep.
Fascinating.
Then it gets janky. So
you can heal it, but Gizmo kits is super risky because it's like a 45% chance of
it doesn't take damage. No, it doesn't take damage from that because it's not anti-material.
Wait. If it fails on the Gizmo kit roll, it doesn't take more damage?
Is a Gizmo kit anti-material? Because it can only be damaged by CC attacks with weapons possessing the anti-material check. So if you shoot it with a Gizmo and it fails, it takes no damage because it can only be damaged by CC weapons, blah, 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 blah.
And they have the attack tag.
Yeah.
If they didn't have the attack tag, they would probably take the damage because it's like non-attack damage, which would probably weirdly circumvent the wording. But because it has the attack tag, because you have to actually target it with it, then they can't take
it does say it can't be damaged. So
oh no, it gets way sillier than that. Like, oh Ash, just like then if you read the rest of that destroy the panoplies line where you get to the bottom where it says they cannot be attacked during the first game round, you'll notice that the skill listed immediately after that, which lets you pick them up, has the attack tag. So if you go first,
you can't pick them up turn 1. Yeah.
You can't pick them up. Now, I think this is just an oversight. I think they should not be damaged first turn, like first game round.
Right.
Because if you just change that one word from they cannot be attacked during the first game round.
It means you can't drag them around on turn 1, 2. I can see it as being either way. Like they just
Sure.
don't want you to be able to interact with them on turn one.
And that may be it.
There's some
Maybe
things that
that's
are
how
like
they've decided
right?
it.
That might be intended.
That feels intentional to me.
So then the second part is, unlike Mind Wipe, which is where I got this line of text from, this mission, this latest version of rules, does not have a wonderful line saying, the prototypes cannot be chosen as the target of an attack that would also affect troopers, enemy or allied. That's in Mind Wipe, and the reason it's there is
So
that
you can't target it with.
well, no, you can do whatever you want to it, but anything that would hit it and by extension affect someone else is not allowed.
Yeah, so you can't
So
guided missile it.
you can't guided missile it, but currently you can. That's not actually a line. I added that, but that's not what it says. So while you're, let's pick a model. Let's say your Hatamoto Ash has taken it and he's run back and he's prone behind a building in the corner, right? And that 40 mil base is sticking out from him. I slice the pie just to see the token and I shoot it with my plasma rifle and you get hit by the blast off of it. It can't die from the plasma rifle, but you get no mods and you're only allowed to dodge at -3 from an attack out of your line of fire.
Right.
Them's the current rules. Or you could do.
Can you attack your own prototype though?
How else would you destroy it other than
you have to
attacking
destroy
it?
Oh no, yeah, never mind.
Right.
Yeah.
And so
you can attack the enemy one then too, right?
Yep.
You wouldn't want to, but you can. And so now you get into this fun situation of
you would want to because you want to fix it if the opponent's trying to destroy it. You don't want to gizmo kit the enemy one.
Sure. Yeah, if they hit it and failed to kill it, you could try and fix it back
or engineer it.
Yeah. But then it becomes the case of like that. Or you go, if you say, all right, you just can't attack them during the first game round. Next round, you spotlight it. It can't defend itself because it can't reset. And there's no way to get rid of a spotlight once it's on it because it can't reset. And so anyone who holds that toxic prototype can be guided missiled at any time, hitting it and not the guy. Or sorry, hitting it and by extension, anyone on it or near it. And so like it's one line. And like even just flamethrowers, you could just shoot it with a flamethrower to clip a guy or clip a camo marker or clip like whatever's nearby.
You can
because
this is me bouncing my Spetsnaz shotguns off your unconscious standing Daikinis at the fire team standing behind it that couldn't see me.
Right.
It's
like,
the same thing. It's
all in that world.
Yeah, it's when you have multiple levels of unconscious and can't go prone, right? It's bouncing shotguns through tags. It's the same thing that have gone unconscious.
I think I'm okay with all this.
Yeah.
You're not. It's not good. You want to talk about negative play experience? Wait until you play against somebody who's like pretty confident with the rules, and then they go to walk up a set of stairs with their size 2 guy, and you tell him he can't because he can't carry the panoply.
What are you talking about?
The panoply must always be base to base with the model, and you can't, and it's size 3. So on those stairs, on all those wonderful buildings we have, Dan, at our local game store, and on most stairs because they come in all of the kits,
they don't fit size 3s. Yeah,
they don't fit, and so now your guy can't go upstairs, and then you're like, oh,
what if it's on the stairs? What if it's on top of a building?
But it can't. It's got to be base to base, right? Yeah, or you better long skill climb.
Well, and also you're slowed down. You can't declare a second basic short move. You only ever move your first short skill.
Can you dodge? Technically, you can, right?
Yeah,
you can because it's not a basic short skill.
Yeah. It basically means you're exerting yourself to drag it, right?
But like, I just think
the dodge +3, like a crane agent's like, I'm going to walk 6 and then I'm going to dodge 5.
Yeah, because he's in power armor. He can drag this heavy ass whatever it is around. He doesn't care.
Using power.
Yep.
And then you shoot the box with a missile, and he goes, "Oh, I guess I get no arrow."
So the rest of it's. Hang on a second. The rest of it's fine. I think it is missing the line from the previous one that Owen stated, saying that anything that would affect
another trooper.
That's all. They just add that line. The snare is fine. It's a neat retrieval mission with a fightable box, basically.
Yeah, I think that is the glaring one.
Yeah, and again, this is an easy like TO fix. You just add the line from the previous like.
I don't think it needs scenario. Like I really don't think it needs it. Okay, you can. Why are you spotlighting it instead of just killing it?
Because I can't kill it on the first turn.
But you can't spotlight it either.
I guess that's true. So then what I'm going to do is you're going to run away with it, and you're going to go on suppression, or you're going to hide in a corner, and then I'm going to shoot it with a rocket or just a plasma or a whatever,
where I can hide it intelligently. hopefully. Although size 3 is kind of big, so fair enough.
Well, hiding it
Right.
intelligently means you can't get it anywhere near
But you could picture.
that's what I mean, a pitcher, right? Like there's anyone who's going to play this mission in a tournament is going to have some type of fast panda pitcher, just
rocket,
like whatever. Yeah, like anybody who's and then a rocket, because that's the number one easiest way to kill this thing, because it's completely non-interactive.
How about
really
this
fun
one?
to spotlight it when it's like, so I go first. We kind of dance around, try to kill each other. Second turn starts. I throw a couple of disco ball or not or whatever. Yeah, disco balls out. I go up, murder mine, and then grab theirs.
Yep.
And you can spotlight me, but you can't spotlight the thing because it hasn't activated. And then I run away with it.
Okay, so you run back. You go anywhere on the board.
Yeah.
And you are now a 30 mil plus yourself. Let's say that you're like MIM 6 BS 15 or 14 Omega, right? I go and shoot the box next to you with a blast weapon. And even if you can see me, it's an opposed roll and you don't get any defensive mods because it doesn't get cover and it doesn't have MIM. And my template affects you. And so my shot will be at full burst, full BS, and your ARO is whatever you want it to be.
Yeah, but how else does the person going second have any chance?
You kill the Omega by shooting him first instead of the box.
If you couldn't do that, then how crazy is it? You have to run over there and kill the guy and kill the thing.
It's not.
What we're talking about is that this mission.
It's hard to defend, Dan. It's hard to be alive.
Right. But like if you go first, they can only defend it with what? Fast pandas and mines? Otherwise, you just disco ball it and run up and go explosive because you see whatever and it goes boom.
My prediction for both of you for this mission is more often than not, no one's getting any of the 6 points because everyone's going to have brought something to run up, grab it, and then they die, like kill theirs, and then they die too. Like
I played this mission 5 times, and every time one person had theirs alive at the end.
If both, so take all, no offense, but like what I'm saying is, if both people are equally prepared for this and have planned to have hackers, have like GMLs, have plasma rifles, you can bounce off this thing, whatever it ends up being. If on turn 2 it's if turn 1 is positioning to prepare for that rush, and then turn 2 is that rush to go kill, grab, and then just set up a perimeter defense. If it's as impossible as you're saying to defend, then the other half of turn 2 should be always just getting the other side doing the same thing with whatever that target's going to be. So then that's my prediction. Then it's like it's going to come down to the classifieds and the panoply, because there's 6 points that'll just be wiped off the board if both sides can do it that easily. Like that's what.
But my point is that I have not been playing we have at every game I've played, we've not allowed you to just blast the template on the box. And the reason for that is a model can hold that box who could be capable of living, right? Like you could have a Dokkaebi in a fire team with a Shang-Chi overwatching him and pick an MSV guy. And that's a significant challenge to get through unless I can just spotlight the box and then bomb you with that. If I don't allow that,
are you playing this mission as written, or are you playing your modified version?
No, we've been playing the modified version because if you play it as written,
then this conversation's irrelevant because we're talking about playing the mission as it's written. Your modified version sounds great, awesome, yes, absolutely.
I'm saying in the way it's written, if you allow for this, it's not a great time.
No,
because you can abuse it in ways.
Well, and it's going to end up with
so if you go first, or rather, if you're second player, how do you defend your thing?
Modified or not modified, Dan? Because that's where we're getting.
Doesn't matter because it's in the middle of the board and you have not had an opportunity to do anything to it.
Yeah. So if you're playing it where you're not allowed to attack them on your first turn, just to say you can't pick it up, you have to try and defend that thing to their second turn, right? Like that's what your question is.
So like your first turn as second player, you have to counter punch so hard that you dominate the board. And no disco baller / hidden deployment guy comes out and decharges it.
And also, kind of regardless of your fix, Owen, you're still going to have to come up with a way where it can like, how do you stop it from being hit by hit mode GLMLs, right? Like
because that doesn't kill it.
The get close. It can't react. It's hitting
No,
on
no,
ETs.
Not
it has to be
immaterial.
a melee attack.
Oh, it has to be melee attacks. That's right. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah.
So
Right.
like my change is being consistent with all of the rules in previous editions.
Got it.
The only thing is that they've left out this line on this, which opens the door to what, in my opinion, is just a negative play experience.
Okay,
You have to.
But what if you go second? It's just a negative play experience. But
No, but at least your
played
model
it
gets
5
to fight
times.
back.
But you played it 5 times. Did the first player win every time?
No,
How?
it's gone back and forth. Like you. So like one of the games, a Pupanautica bot stole it and ran and hid in the back corner.
Now,
And
did
then
you
in
pick
order,
it up first turn though?
we both played pick it up first turn. He
Okay,
took
so
his
that
on the
changes
first
everything.
turn.
So,
Right.
so
Okay,
that,
let's say
If
you can pick it up on the
first
second turn. Let's say you pick it up on the second turn. It doesn't actually change it because
you can't pick it up on the second turn because it's already dead.
you can't kill it on the first turn, Dan. What are
What
you
I mean
talking
is
about?
By the time
what he's talking about is
turn,
top of second, it'll die.
if
Right.
you're second player, it's dead by the time you can interact with it.
And turn
Right.
one, potentially you've killed everything that could even damage it. Like you just
Right.
spend your whole first turn killing everything with anti-material weapons.
Sure. Or what Dan is saying here is that if you can't pick them up on the first turn, if you make it so that they can only be picked up on the second round, all you need is a hidden guy with a DA weapon to kill it at the top of turn 2. And now you have to defend it. Instead of defending it in your deployment zone, which is pretty defensible, you have to defend it where their infiltrators can reach.
Right.
In one short skill. So like this is why, again, Dan, I've played it.
And then you can pick up the other one and run away with it.
I think it's not productive for us to talk about this anymore because one, Owen played a modified version that also got rid of not being able to pick it up in the first turn, which right now rules is written you can't. So like we're not actually having a productive conversation for anyone listening because we're talking about a version of the game that they're not going to be playing. They're going to be playing this one.
Rules is written.
Yeah,
like,
but
what I'm saying is that because if we agree rules is written, it cannot be interacted with in any way, shape, or form first turn.
And that's why I'm saying Owen's experience don't reflect any of that
so
now.
Then the first player on the second turn has a massive advantage at just murdering it and also grabbing the opponents and running away with it.
Which is the reason why there's been this big thing in the people that I've communicated in that wonderful Infinity Discord of this is likely an oversight. And it's why they started this whole conversation about it saying, I would adjust this to cannot be damaged on first turn and cannot be targeted by a template that affects another trooper. Like that
rules
was it.
Is written. I'm okay with it being able to be spotlit and shot because that gives the second player a chance at reacting instead of just sitting there now with their friendly is destroyed and mine is stolen and running off into their deployment zone.
There's a way to
interact with me at all because disco balls are so easy to come by.
Yeah. Let's put a pin in this.
Faction.
Well, let's put a pin in this because we don't have anything really productive to say about it or experientially productive.
Yeah, I agree that your description of how it would play out, which is accurate to the way the rules as written are, would be not fun because I don't see a way that you could potentially defend it, which is why I advocated right at the beginning of this that I don't recommend you play like that because it's like on the face of it, you can see a problem that's going to come out of that. You need to be able to have a chance to grab and run.
Our proposed more fun way to play the scenario is you can pick up the prototype turn 1 and you can't spotlight it or you can't attack it. Wait.
I would just have the not spotlight thing.
Or no, you can spotlight it. You just can't.
Or the not splash damage. The not
Here, let me just reread it.
Yeah.
Prototypes cannot be damaged during the first round. And then the second line is prototypes cannot be chosen as the target of an attack that would also affect troopers, be they enemy or allied.
That's Mind Wipe.
That's the rule from Mind Wipe, but that rule would be consistent with here so that you can't shoot the box with a template weapon that would kill a guy nearby.
You can't bounce them off it.
That's it. And so you do those two rules. It means that both players have a chance to grab theirs and take it home on the first turn. And then you have to defend your base and destroy their base. And you can't manipulate around defenses by hitting the box rather than the guy holding it so as to make him drop it.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure. Fine. That's fine.
Exactly. That was the whole thing I was trying to make a case for.
Okay. Critical intervention, tactical support options. 1, suitable for reinforcements, the most popular game mode. Yes. This one is it's an asymmetrical mission. What in the fuck? So this is a attacker defender mission. A is attacker, B is defender, and they have separate different objectives. The first one, attacking, is to unlock a data console for 1 objective point and extract a data pack from the data console for 2. So 3 is just this data pack, and the data console is in the middle of a room. So it's in the center of an exclusion zoned ITS room. And there's also on the defender side an inhibitor antenna, and the room has 2 turrets in it. What the fuck? The trooper that extracted the data pack is not killed at the end of the game. So not just are they carrying a data pack, the same guy that took it out has to still be alive. This is a fascinating rule. And at the end of the game, the trooper that extracted the data pack is in your deployment zone and not in a null state for 2. So the same guy has to get it, like not unlock it, but get it out for 2, not die for 3, and then be in your deployment zone, not null for 5. So half the points of the game is on one single miniature getting across the board. And at the end of the game,
if you fail, if your guy dies, can another guy go and grab it?
Well, if they can extract,
it's irrelevant if he does.
At the end of the game,
you only get 1.
Yeah, you get 1 data pack out of there for the game.
It's extract the data pack.
Yeah. And it has to be the trooper that extracted the data pack. So at the end of the game, dominate the server room for 2 more. That's 7. And then you get 1 classified. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sorry.
And you get points for killing.
And you get points for killing. Yeah, 1 objective point for killing at least 75 points for guys. So you have to kill some guys in the way. And the defender is prevent the attacker from unlocking it at all for 1, extracting for 3, for 4, kill the trooper that extracted it for 6, and at the end of the game, dominate for 9. And then same thing for killing, but you get 2 objective points.
And a classified.
So you can go to 11 if you're the defender.
12.
Well, the defender gets a classified.
The defender gets 12 potential points, but some of them are
12,
they cancel each other out.
4.
No. Both
5, 6,
players get a classified.
9, 10, 12. That's right. Yeah. Yeah, both players get a classified, but the attacker can only get 10 points. The defender, for some reason, can get 12.
You can't actually get 12 because some of them are mutually exclusive. Like,
so for instance, you can't. Oh, you're right, because you can't if you kill.
You can't prevent them from extracting the data pack.
The first
and
2 aren't. The first 2 for 4 aren't exclusive, but then killing the trooper that extracted it's worth 2.
You still
so basically,
like
you're
9.
actually capped at 8 then. If
9.
if he gets it out. No, if he gets it out, you're capped at 8 because then you can do 2, 5, 6, 7, 8 for the classified.
So the real question is
no, because if he gets it out, he's reducing it by 4. 3 for
you don't have
extraction.
to unlock it to get it out.
Oh, really? Why?
Because if you unlock it, you get rid of the -6 mod.
Oh,
which is by doing the antenna. But you don't have to do that.
So if you get your super special tactical support option that you automatically pass a test, then you don't have to.
You can just get it.
You can just skip that one. Okay. And give your opponent a point for free, which you would never do.
Well, the antenna's on the opposite side of the room, and you have to go into their side of the board to get it.
Oh,
so it is considerably harder to do. Well,
potentially
proportionately harder to do it.
Yeah. Well, that's smoke. And then the 2 distinct roles, the player with player. So there's distinct roles are established attacker and defender. Before the deployment, how do you determine which one's which?
First player is the attacker.
Whoever's going first becomes the attacker. Got it.
If you choose to go first, you are the attacker.
Yeah.
If you choose deployment, who knows?
Well, no, it's whoever chooses to go first.
Oh, sorry. If you choose initiative and then choose to go second,
there is no deployment. Deployment is wait.
Yeah, you choose initiative or deployment. Initiative order or deployment order, depending on if you win the roll.
Right. So I guess if you choose deployment, and
then you choose to go second, you're then defender. And if you choose first, then you're attacker.
Right, but if you win the roll off and choose deployment,
your opponent's going to decide.
You choose where how it's orientated and put the antenna on one side of the room or the other.
I guess you
determined before.
Yeah, I think that's probably set up for you.
But then what's the point? Then there's no deployment choice.
You deploy who deploys first. Right?
And on which side?
Sure. And on which side? But I mean, well, no, the sides would be determined.
No, but the sides are predetermined. Or
deployment zone A and B are determined already. But
when do you place the inhibitor antenna?
You choose deployment order. You don't place the inhibitor; it's already down. It's in the map.
So then
winning the deployment, you're just choosing order of deployment, not who deploys
where.
Where.
That's it.
I feel like that's not quite. Oh, you know what?
That's long, right?
Just send it. Why not? That's not the worst thing.
You always want
doesn't
to go
matter.
first. You kind of always want to be the attacker in this one, anyways, right?
Nah.
Really?
I
So
mean,
you remember when we were
do
just talking about how
you
hard it
do
is to stay alive?
yeah, and also you do nothing to score 4 points in this one, except keep the guy away. So if you can adequately defend, you don't have to take any positive action to score 4 points. Does that make sense? Or sorry, 6 points.
There
Or 4
doesn't
points,
seem to
4
be a
points.
way to defend this button, but there's definitely a way to kill the man holding it.
Yes.
Fair enough.
So like you go second, you have 12 potential points on the board. If you go first,
Captain eight if they get it out.
Yeah, but I mean to say is that it's way easier for the defender to kill that man on the last turn, thus scoring himself, and he has to dominate for 3 instead of for 2.
Yeah.
So like you can just win for 5 points for killing one man and standing in the room at the end of the game.
Yeah.
So like in my opinion, the defender is so heavily tilted on this mission. So long as
Well,
you have a way to reach
twice
out
as
and
many
touch.
points. You get 2 objective points, but you have to kill twice as many points to get them.
Right, but you don't need that.
But that makes it
all
interesting.
I need to do.
Well, you got to get to 6. You have to get to 6
right.
to get.
So my dominate either the HVT or the treasure token for 1, because I have a classified, and then I'm in the room for 3, and I killed your guy for 2. There's my 6 points. Done.
So now it's interesting because if you win the whip roll, you kind of want to choose defender, which means they force you to deploy first.
Yep.
As they attack.
Uh-huh.
I feel like that's going to be
unless you're the attacker, and then what you do is you play Annihilation, and on round 3 you pick it up and leave, and you've just crippled them to the point where they can't fight anymore.
Honestly, as the attacker, that's the way to play this. You don't even bother going into the room until everyone's dead.
Yeah,
you just kill everybody, and then you just go in and smoke it.
Yeah, unless you have some like super specialist who can hold that and won't die, like a Stigmata is the guy holding it. Because anything less than that, you're going to die. Like everyone can kill you.
You can put enough effort into killing something.
Look, there's no reason why you kind of go to the deployment zone unless you're trying to murder them. But like you put a guided missile bot and you have a couple of hackers near the console, like whatever, hiding on the back, and it's just like you get spotlight to hell if you're opening that console.
So
don't do that.
Here's the thing: first impressions.
what I mean is you can't open it until you clear it.
I like this mission a lot. This is one of the most interesting missions they've done. They took a lot of big swings here. I don't think this mission's perfect by any stretch of the imagination. I think that tactical support option thing that Owen talked about, probably just take it out.
Wait, did we talk about how you can spend an extra command token for extra defenses?
We're getting there.
I didn't. We're getting there.
Okay.
But honestly, as far as the scoring goes in this one, I love the asymmetry. I love the fact that it's an asymmetrical attacker defender mission. It doesn't feel like paintball. Like as much as there's like a few corner case weird things in here, we're already having an argument about which side's best and how to play it. This is the most, it's not a rewrite of a previous mission. This feels like the most successful swing to me so far as like just a different way of playing it.
Oh, have you played this mission yet?
Yeah.
And?
It's really hard to be the attacker.
Cool. I'm sure some armies will find it easier than others. I bet Hack and Slam will love being the defender and hate being the attacker. But again, it means you have you've got it backwards.
Hack and Slam loves being the attacker on this mission.
Assassins
love being the attacker because they have specialists who basically can get that box whether there's a -6 or not. And they are so good at scalpeling the defender's ways to kill the box holder that they can just grab and leave at whatever point they want, because they could have a Shujay just sitting there outside the room who can walk in there, and even if he doesn't open it, just on an 8, he just gets it. They can have Fides starting next to the defender's deployment zone. So they're like, oh, I'm going first, and I'm guaranteed first, and I know exactly where your missile bot is and your hacker. Right, anyway, sure. Here's my two assassins, right?
Like, all right, cool.
Kill the hacker, kill the
great. Then they're great at being attackers, and attackers aren't uphill. Fantastic, good. So what I said stands, and different armies will have different ways of approaching this.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the server room. It's the dominated one. It's like your little like scoring zone. You try to dominate by having more points at the end of the game. Baggage is worth an extra 20 in the zone. You get 2 armed turrets.
Yeah, we got to pay for it.
And do nothing.
And you have to pay for them. Okay, so this is interesting.
We pay for them.
And how does that work?
No.
So at the start of the game,
that are inert and do nothing. At the beginning of the game, you can spend an extra command token that's separate from your usual command token that you can spend at the beginning of the game.
Okay, so it doesn't cap you to do it.
Right. So you can spend a command token to either activate the turrets, which are your turrets that don't shoot you, just shoot the attacker's guys, or you can put 65 points worth of troops in the room.
Oh, interesting.
So it's kind of a given, I think, that you spend that extra command token, and then you can have some guys hiding in the room to help defend it, or you can turn the turrets on. Now, during the game, the defender can activate the antenna with an order and activate those turrets as well. So they're trying to get turret usage in the thing, and I think it's fine.
Yeah.
It makes it harder for the attacker to kind of sift through it all. Again, disco ball's real good.
So is the server room defense system for the negative whip roll active without a command token?
Always. Yes, that's always there unless the attacker hits the antenna.
In which case, they both turn off.
Now, here's the question.
No, just the one.
Yeah. So if the attacker hits it, they eliminate the -6. If the defender hits it,
or turn off the turrets.
Or you can turn off the turrets?
Yeah, it's one or the other.
Okay.
Choose one of the following. Unlock it,
unlock
activate or deactivate the turrets.
Yeah.
Now, here's the question. As a defender, can I just open up the packet and run away with it?
And lose 4 points? I mean, you could.
Yep.
I mean, you could.
You could, but you would immediately knock 6 points off the game.
4 points. I misspoke at the beginning, but yeah. You would have unlocked it.
Well, no, it'd be 6 because you could never kill the guy that extracted it now.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, so you'd give your opponent 2 points on top.
That's what I mean. And you give him 2 points on top.
So, like, if you want to do an 8-point swing as the defender,
then go for it. Yes,
open the box.
If you want to actively run in the wrong direction, this is you driving the Mario Kart the wrong way.
Wait. So the attacker gets 2
There's a Lakitu showing up with a fucking fishing rod to pick you up and put you back on the track at this point.
Oh, and then the trooper that extracted the data pack is not killed, but you can put it as like, I guess they would never attack him, but you can just put him on the arrow. He'd be completely. Because what happens to the data pack once the trooper is killed?
It's irrelevant because you can't pick it up and it doesn't do anything anymore.
Right.
It's gone, and that original guy's gone.
But it's not going to be in your deployment zone.
Dan, it's stupid.
It's irrelevant.
Don't do that.
It's irrelevant.
Like, yeah, maybe
hey Dan,
the previous mission had a problem.
But what if I did it stupider? What if I
like the previous mission? Maybe there's an argument of like you should play it. This one is like, but what if I just washed the game right up?
Guys, hang on. What if I just shit my pants before the game starts? What if I just shit my pants? They can't beat me if I shit my pants, right? They'll let you go home, man. If you don't want to go to work that day, just shit your pants.
How are we going to stop them from robbing this bank? Well, we could rob the bank.
I guess that would do that.
I think it's funny in the objective it says kill the trooper that extracted the data pack. You get 2 points only if the attacker has extracted the data pack. So it kind of like has that built in.
They thought about some of the stupid things you might do, Dan, but not all of them, basically, is what you're saying.
Yes, but it is possible to win.
It is possible
while grabbing the own.
Likely. I like this one. Honestly, I like the swing they're taking with this, and I love seeing asymmetrical missions.
I really like the idea.
Dan, in the previous mission, you can also blow up the panoply you're trying to steal.
You can.
The prototype. Should you do that? You just lose 3 points. But should you blow up your own?
You can blow up the data console?
No, the prototype in the previous one, I'm saying.
You can blow up
There's nothing stopping you from attacking your own prototype.
You can shoot
in every direction. Should you just kill your own?
You can just do it.
You're supposed to kill your own, but you can kill the enemies as well.
Yeah, so you just kill your enemies. You lose out on like 5 points and just lose.
All right, EVAC's here. It's still EVAC. It's still crazy. Extract civilians.
It's actually
it's better than it used to be. It's way better than the original version in 16. 16.5 improved it.
You also skipped crossing lines, but I'm okay with that.
Did I skip crossing lines?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, I did.
C comes before E.
C does come before E. Yeah, crossing lines. It's because there's so much wordage in the last one. I think I skipped past it because I was like, am I done yet?
Yeah, there's a lot more pages to each mission now.
Yeah, it's funny because the page count stayed the same, but the number of missions went down. No tactical support options in this one. Again, this is the one you can't place a treasure token in because there's no way to place one formations outside of deployment zones. Because as you notice, the deployment zones sit across both sides. It's a lot. And
this is a weird ass mission.
This is a weird ass mission. It's kind of frontline. It has round scoring for the dead zones, which is the exclusion zones. So if you get one, so either one at the end of a round, you get 1 point. You get 3 points if you get both. So dominate a dead zone, and then if you have dominate both, you get 2.
No, you get 1 for each. 1 for each, and at the end of the game, you get 2 if you have both.
That's right.
So round 1, you can go 2 points round 1, 2 points round 2, 4 points round 3.
Yeah.
And then 2 antennas for 10.
That's right.
And the antennas switch hands in this one.
They can clip back and forth. So it's relatively simple. The crazy thing is the deployment zones A and B across the lines, where you can put 75 points worth of troops. Owen made a good catch where it doesn't say during the deployment phase. So it also would restrict any parachutists from coming in along there, and they'd have to go in your deployment zone unless they have parachute deployment, so they can go in your enemies.
Technically airborne deployment too.
Yeah, technically airborne deployment as well, because, well, sorry, couldn't they go in your enemies?
The airborne could.
Yeah.
But you have this weird limitation on your own deployment.
No, but what I'm saying is like the parachutists could come in along the enemy deployment.
No, because you're not allowed to parachute.
You need parachute deployment zone.
Oh, but the deployment zones.
Because it's deployment zone. It's not just
technically a deployment zone. So the ADs can do it. That's right, but the parachutists can't.
But the ADs can't do it into your own deployment zone, depending on if you've allocated.
Which is insane because you have to save the points for them.
So it says players may deploy up to 75 points of troopers from their army list in their deployment zone within the central strip.
And that's it.
Rules is written, parachutists deploy, and so they should count towards the 75. I think that's an oversight, and I don't think that's intended.
I don't think it is either, but this is one of this is where we flag.
Maybe it is.
Ask your TO
because it's weird.
Well, no, this is the what's your ruling on this? This is the way this is worded. What do you think? I want.
And all this one needed was may deploy up to 75 troops from their army list in their deployment zone during the deployment phase.
That's it. Yeah. This one's pretty simple.
Being worse at writing rules has always been this bad.
It's because it's all new. The other ones had a few seasons to like iron out some of
it's because it's 1 to 2 people doing this in a vacuum with no stress testing and then rolling it out to 10,000 people and everybody's giving it a butcher's eye, right?
And then you start running into like the edge cases because Infinity's built on edge cases, and all of a sudden what seems like a really minor thing, like the ability to template the objective on that other mission, suddenly spirals into this like, how do I even defend myself?
Except with the exception of impersonation, skills of the superior deployment level can't be used in this scenario. So you can use impersonation still. So you could decide to make your whip check and go.
It has to be deployment zone, so that's risky.
Yeah, but you can still do it. The rest of them can't.
This is interesting because you have to dominate zones, but you can't start in any of the zones you need to dominate. It's impossible to start in them. So you have to spend orders to move up.
Yep.
Which I like.
My experience so far with this is if you write a crazy list, you get a crazy result in this one. Because there's no like restriction on what goes in those cross zones. Owen's already experienced and described like his experience of like filling it with dog soldiers.
The two sides I've seen have been, on one hand, if you go first, you have like an omega hitter piece.
Yeah.
Or it's just war bands for days.
Yeah.
Like it's like these are the two things that I've encountered. It's either like the anathematic is sitting in there, or it's like 15 dogs. And there seems to be no in between. And the first player, if they have like that anathematic tier fighter, he just kills everything because you can't effectively defend yourself from 8 inches out.
No, but it's real easy
close.
You can drown that zone in popniks, and oh my god.
And like that's pretty cool. And then all of a sudden you have this big scrum and one person just climbs out of the pit, right?
Yeah.
But it's been generally those have been the two. Like you put a Magariba guard in there and just like get him.
And he's so cheap now that you can.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a whole bunch of tags that can go in there.
You don't want to be close to him. You sure don't want to be
tricky because you're like, well, what kind of list did they bring? What are they putting in the middle? As a second player, because you don't know until you roll.
That's it. No
And so
idea.
it's like, how do I defend but also attack?
There's a lot of really funny interactions with Impetuous in this mission as well.
Oh,
Because like, which deployment zone do you walk to? And it's the
wait
closest
a minute.
deployment zone.
Oh,
And
really?
then yeah, and so
So you
you
have
have to
to
head towards the you have to go the closest route to the enemy's deployment zone. So like if
You
you're in the
run
middle,
towards the enemy.
you just turn around. But now because you're in their deployment zone, you act normally when you do an Impetuous. And so all of a sudden, anyone who crosses that middle border is just off to do whatever they want.
That their impetuous order can be whatever the fuck you want it to be.
But the Impetuous isn't like defined enough for like how far into their deployment do you have to go in order to
It's just in it.
stop.
I mean, so majority, I would say.
But the thing is, but
Majority of
that's
the
not what
base
it says.
you're in it.
All it is like your first order, you have to go as far into their deployment or to get as close to their deployment as you can. And so you walk 4 inches because you're also required to go your full distance, or 4 or 6 or whatever, into deployment zone A. And then now you're free and you can do whatever you want. But there's like, can you overshoot the deployment zone? Like if it's a motorized bounty hunter in the middle, did they drive 8 right past deployment zone middle
No.
and then turn around and go back?
No, so it's like if it's normal deployment zones and I'm 1 inch outside of their deployment zone, I have to end my movement in their deployment zone. I have to my first inch has to be going into the deployment zone.
Yeah.
And once I'm in the deployment zone, I can do whatever hell I want, isn't it? Then I can zigzag and whatever.
Yeah. Once you're in the deployment zone, you can go any direction you want. Yeah.
We'll look up the rules. But yeah,
I mean, you can put 12 chimeras and pupniks in that zone and that's only 57 points. Right? Like you can get some pretty extreme cases here.
But also,
I ran
if
that
you
list.
go first,
It's all right.
you can ignore all those pupniks and then just go kill everything in their deployment zone.
Or you just assassinate all the chimeras, which is what happened to me.
Yep. I mean, you still have the points for 2 Zellenkriegers and a Denma.
So
yep. I do think it is if you're going first, just have some like put Achilles in there. Yeah. He goes in. Good luck all those pupniks stopping Achilles from just taking his first step, walking out of there and being in your enemy's deployment zone. And it's like,
I mean, they aren't he has to kill them one at a time.
No, he doesn't. He just kills the chimera.
I'm
he
just
kill all those chimeras at the same time.
Well, you have to kill the chimera. It could hide and just send the fucking pupniks to go fight him. And that's a problem for him.
I'm saying it's the other way, that the Achilles is going first and he just walks away from them. And they all go like, watch us dodge. And you're like, yeah, I don't care. I'm going to go kill your lieutenant.
You're so close to the enemy deployment. 8 inches is nothing.
Hey, right there.
Yo, Dan, you're wrong. Go towards the enemy deployment without doubling back from the movement's starting position, applying the following priorities. Use your complete move value at the end to move as far as possible from their starting point. So if you have an impetuous bike in the middle, it drives 8 inches past their deployment, then turns around and drives back into the deployment again.
No, I don't think that's true. It says towards. It says towards.
Do you want me to just?
I'll just send you the picture. Towards the deployment. Once you're in the deployment, you don't move towards the deployment anymore.
It says end your movement as far as possible from your starting point. That's it. It doesn't let you stop when you hit there.
Keep reading. There's always something.
All right, maybe I'm just wrong. Okay, once inside the deployment, you can move normally as long as they stay inside. You win, Dan.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's why I'm like, keep reading.
I was like, there's no way.
Keep reading. Whenever he stops reading, it's because he's found what he wants, and then he never wants to read again. This is every time Owen says something worth absolute sure. Is there any more you could be reading?
At the end of the game, player 1 wins.
Yeah.
There's an if. We don't have to read
there's more words, but I'm ignoring them because they don't support my arguments.
That's even funnier then. So you could put your motorized bounty hunter right on the line and then just slide along it.
Yep.
Yeah. I think to be counted as in it, over half your base has to be in it. So you put it on the line, and then it has to move the inch in a bit to get the half over. But then can you run out of it?
I don't know.
Because once you can activate it normal.
I think it's per order, right? So like when
only impetuous order.
That's what I mean, right? So per your impetuous order, it's for the rest of that order. Because it's once you reach it, and you reached it. As long as you stay inside it, it says. So if you stay, you couldn't leave it again afterwards. You can move normally as long as you stay inside it. Otherwise, you're gonna go back to trying to get back into it.
Oh, as long as they stay inside. Okay, yeah. So just keep reading. Yeah. So yeah. So you do have to bump over.
And you're never allowed to enter prone.
Huh?
You can never enter prone during an impetuous move.
Yep. Too excited.
And if you're in retreat, you never carry impetuous orders. Interesting.
You play this mission a bunch, right, Owen?
Uh-huh.
Player one always wins.
That has not always. There has been a few exceptions, but the overwhelming amount of games that I've been told about and the few I've played, player one has won every time.
So it's a weird scenario.
It's still an end of round. Like, I don't know. I think this one just needs time to shake out because it's still an end of round scoring scenario, and there is an inherent advantage to that, being able to push into the zones.
But player one has always been able to just murder and then win
in any mission. In any mission, period.
In any mission. And in this mission, you start really far up.
Yep.
Giving infiltration to any model is a big change for how powerful player one is.
Yep.
That has been the current.
I think that's probably the observation here, is that there was already an inherent advantage to player one, and if a player leans into being able to put stuff over the middle line,
fact that like
and also like you're splitting their force. You have them on every side. So you have good range band to the left of you, good range band to the right of you. Brawler figures in particular with like that 8 to 24-inch range, they're just optimized immediately for no additional point get bump. So you're bumping up troops.
Not deploy in the middle.
No, you don't have to. No,
I think the solution is skirmishers with templates in the middle and mine layers in your deployment zone. I think that's how you can try and defend yourself, because you can't do mine layers in the middle because player one will put camo down and you won't be able to mine layer.
I don't think people have figured out list building for this list yet, because you have to both build to be an attacker and defender.
The early one that has come out of the soup has been Combined Army, because the anathematic for 74 points can be a plasma sepsitor or hacker plasma who is hidden deployed in reserve in the middle, and you can't defend where it's going to come from without your whole army just being ready to fight. And then the other 225 points of his army is stuff that makes it easier for that anathematic to get 10 orders and go crazy.
And what's crazy about that anathematic is he's just scooping up everything you're putting in that deployment zone and adding it to his army. Like the anathematic's a real interesting leverage case here, because he's literally, you're feeding him a bunch of potential like force.
Yeah, it's kind of terrifying.
It is worse than dying, right? Because now all those things that you like,
I've added to your army. I've actively
Dan, me and you, we're gonna play a game, and you're like, I have these 2 Omegas and they're on Overwatch, and I'm like, okay, I have a model in reserve, and then you finish your deployment, and then I go, okay, model uses its own order. This Mim 6 camo walks out of the deployment zone 4 inches from your deployment zone. AROs. Oh, I delay. All right, I sepsitor your 2 Omegas.
And it's surprise attack with, I mean, it has Mim 6 too, right?
Yeah.
That's the other one.
No, that's the one.
Yeah, so like the odds of even killing it is like not that big.
And it's 2 wounds with no wounding cap.
Right. But deal 3 wounds on armor 4 or 5?
5.
And Mim 6. It's like having stealth. The right things to even kill it is like meh.
Yeah, it was hard enough to kill this thing when it was 24 inches away from your deployment. It starting at 8 inches from your deployment has proven very difficult.
What about like Norkius as well?
I would much rather see Norkius in the middle, because at least a couple flamethrowers will kill Norkius. It's not obvious that this guy will die.
This guy's a little he's a little fucking tag with,
and he might have the flamethrowers join him, like. And also he could, instead of going the sepsitor route, you could be just the hacker. And you could just walk out with a Whip 16 Trinity plus burst hacker who's spotlighting and melting all the brains of your guys nearby. Like, I don't know how to defend a game. That is the, right. This is the.
It's weird. It's weird. Maybe there's a meta shift. We have to just play it, right? But it's like, are you just going heavy hackers in the middle to try to spotlight everybody as they come through, and then maybe.
Don't worry. The anathematic has stealth. He's fine. And he's a marker.
Right.
So he'll be okay. But it's just a case of, I think it is like you're saying, like both of you are saying, this is the biotech vor of the modern group, where you're going to need a list for this mission. It's not enough to just like, and I'm going to play,
or at the very least lines. A plan, like a really well-defined, like, what do I put in this zone from the army I take all the time.
Which is fun because like a lot of these net lists
I
have no
want
place
that
in this mission.
exactly.
Maybe they don't have place in critical intervention as well.
And I legitimately like that for Infinity. Like I like the things that move the herd a little bit, and this feels like that kind of a mission. Is it again? None of these are perfect, right? None of these have really survived contact with a season, but by next season, I think all the learning will be done.
You think three Kaitoks can kill three? What do they call it? What was the Bakunin, the Uberfall?
Uberfall Commandos.
Can because it's the same points for three Kaitoks for
57?
three Uberfalls.
57. I think the Uberfalls will kill them.
Goes
guys.
I guess it's who goes first, right?
Yeah.
You walk into me, the chain rifles start firing. They dodge really good. The heavy pistol starts firing.
Yeah. I feel like Crossing Lines is the new BPOM, where it's like, this is cool. Oh, cool. And you play it and you're like, this is god awful. But then they adjust the rules a little bit and it'll be playable.
The one thing I think is worth noting about this one is it's scored round by round, and there isn't a huge point swing. So like it never feels bad. You know what I mean?
Turn 3 is a pretty big
but turn
it's
3
4 points.
It's 4 points,
yeah.
That's right, because it's 2, it's 1 for each.
I guess it's technically 6, because you could have both antennas and dominate both zones and get 6 points on turn 3 and just win the game.
Yeah, it's 4 round by, but it's a build up. You know what I mean? So like there's a level of like it doesn't feel bad during the game. At the end of the game, it's pretty decisive.
I think you should just change that dominate both at the end of the game for 2 to just 2 classifieds, and it would be better.
Yeah, but they can't. If they do that, they got to pull out the HVTs. It's just it had to be classifieds minus HVTs.
There was a mission in the previous edition that had no HVT. That's like just throw away all the HVT cards.
Yeah, I think
I do like that better as well, because it just gives more of a chance
because then it's 4 points at the end of the game instead of 6. Because like
it is a lot of points if you
for all the power of player 1 to Ash's point, it is an end of game scoring.
It is end of game scoring, and it's 6 points end of game, which is a big swing. So you can even be like really fucking people up, and then guy 2 just moves into zones. Owen's had this happen a couple times, and it's enraged him. Where like he's got like 190 points left, the other guy's got like 80 points left, but he forgets he's going first, and then on the last turn he just moves into zones.
It's been a long time since I made that mistake.
But you have had that happen.
I learned my lesson.
Yeah, but you have had that happen, and this that's mission, the power of going second, right?
The infiltration guys don't
work. Yeah, like the hidden stuff isn't what it used to be.
Yeah, but like how do you hidden deployment guys that jump in at the last second in the enemy deployment, an enemy dead zone? Like they just
start your deployment zone.
Play Hakazam.
But then that's all your points for your alpha to go over and kill their deployment zone, right? Yeah. So it's just kind of I think there's some layers here that we need to just play it and discover.
Agreed.
Maybe it's terrible, maybe it's not.
At least it's interesting.
You actually can't infiltrate. Just
that's what I mean.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But like the guys that play that role as infiltrators all of a sudden have like you're paying points extra for infiltration and they do nothing.
Yeah,
like the anathematic.
All right, evac 2 tech support options, extracting the 4 civilians.
They changed the scoring on this. And they did completely changed it.
So it's 4 points for the civilians, and there's 4 civilians across the board, and then there's 2 HVTs that your opponent has that you can get for 1 each. And that means there's a total of 6 points. But then you have 2 classifieds worth 2 each. So there's 4 points for classifieds in this one, and then it's basically hungry hippos with the HVTs and the classified and the civilians.
It used to be HVTs were 2 and classifieds were 1, and they've switched that. And so you better have a classified list for this mission.
Yeah, because it's like it's the same god awful mission, but
sorry,
it's easier to get.
You can secure your treasure token and secure HVT.
You can't do
getting
both.
one of your.
But I'm saying like one of those is worth 2. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Like,
no,
if you do both your classifieds,
one classified.
you get your own civilian to the middle. That's 5 points, right?
Yeah.
So it's very easy. Not very easy. It's very doable to get 5 points, right? It's very fair, and
I
if everything else goes awful, you can get 5 points relatively straightforwardly.
If I recall correctly, evacuation was the final, if not close to the final table at Interplanetario, and all of the Interplanetarios were garbage missions because everyone scored nothing, because that's what this mission was. It was either complete horrendous blowout or both players got like 4 points.
Well, the end game was like 3-2, right?
Exactly. And so like I do wonder if that's literally, this just inflates the score where
It
both
does.
players are going to be sitting at 4 and then going from there, rather than before it was like maybe at 2 and going to 3. Now it's going to be 4 goes to 5, and now it's like, oh, it looks closer.
Well, at least someone can get a major this way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's just fine. Honestly, just to be able to have someone be able to get a major, because you have to at least make the tactical choice of doing your classifieds early.
It's not a great mission, but it's better.
Yeah. And then we've got Hardlock, 1 tactical support option. This is a kind of supplies.
We skipped over one thing: operational learning.
Oh yes, the first introduction of the feel bad mechanic.
Yeah. So if you try to roll the scenario and you fail, if you spend if you spend an order on the same trooper, they get a +3 mod.
Where's
and
that?
if you spend another one
again, you get a special dice
and the +3 mod.
Oh,
this is in the same info for
page 39.
Evacuation. It's just the 3rd page.
Page 39.
This pops up a couple times.
Oh, I see it. Yeah. So this is, so this is the first instance of this.
This is. I think I really like this.
I like this as an idea because there are some factions that truly suffer from having shit whip, and that you dump orders into, and then that is a negative play experience of sending 5 orders to try and hit a 13 and never hit.
I mean, Dan lost the game to me at a tournament one time because the dice just utterly betrayed him.
Yeah,
it was just like 14.
We've all lost
8 orders opening up 1 box of supplies.
Yeah.
But I was like, there's nothing else to
what
do.
Should have been a clean sweep became a struggle. Yeah.
Honestly, I would say this is just a good ITS rule. And in general.
Yeah. In general, any scenario.
Oh, and it scales.
Yeah, it even gets better.
So it's second orders +3, third orders +3, and a special dice.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like if you don't have it after 3,
yeah,
you're definitely going to get on
2 dice. Oh my god, yeah. Well, it means you're probably not dumping more than 3 orders into it. Like honestly, that is a great. That's a core rule. Like that feels like an N6 rule. You know what I mean? Like
that's a feel good rule.
Yeah,
right. Because like 100%. Even when your opponent is rolling shitty and you're like, oh, this is saving me, it feels bad. It feels wrong. You're like, I am winning because of horrific luck.
And you know what this would do, actually? This would let you then, if this was a core rule, this would let you in all those missions where like the scenario is themed to a type of specialist, just give them an operational learning bonus on the first one. Like they always count as being on the second stage. You know what I mean? Like that. Like give them, or just that they always get the full operational learning bonus. Right. It's like the one where like doctors and paramedics, like, because it's effectively the same thing. It's an extra dice and +3.
It is literally the same thing.
It's literally
it's +3 and 2 dice.
So if you made this like a core rule,
because like if you go to like boop it and run away and eat an arrow and you fail, if you kill the guy and then go back to boop it, you're still at level 1.
Yeah.
Right. It has to be so it's not like crazy overpowered. It's just
it just gets rid of
nothing to do with
it literally just gets rid it gets rid of the dice betraying you. That's it.
Perfect.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, and it seamlessly works with like an existing mechanic, right, where they're giving out operational bonuses to other people. You just add that in as the snare thing. That's great.
There is a meme of Futurama Fry like just trying to push a button and missing. You're like, oh, and then he pushes it again.
All right, Hardlock. Mission main objective: the end of each game, I control the enemy beacon. At the end of the game,
this is capture and protect.
It is capture and protect, but with consoles.
Yep.
And it's just more consoles for 2. And then +1 for each. So there's 5 on the table for activated consoles, and then control and not control beacons, and just by having people in base to base.
You can pick up and run. Yeah.
You can't pick them up and run. Okay.
You can't pick it up if there's an enemy touching it.
And then activate console.
Flee.
Let me tell you about my boy Maximus.
Mm-hmm.
He can both pick up their beacon and then come stand next to my beacon, and you have to kill him to get both.
Oh, you don't have to be
a specialist to pick it up. You need to be a specialist to push the button on the console, which will allow someone to pick it up.
Yeah.
But there's also no exclusion zone. So you can infiltrate a specialist, and at top of one, you go, I boop button, I disco ball, I pick up yours, I run home, come kill me.
Yeah. This one's nice and simple. This one feels the most paintball game. It feels the most Unreal Tournament. Does that make sense? Like it's the most Counter-Strikey of the new missions.
I just like this one because after all of the previous missions we've been talking about, there's no like madness. It's just push
this
button
one's
and
just
pick up
it's just
button.
yeah, it's put and defend. It's attack, defend, and then keep these things flipped. So it's
No,
a
the
real
console doesn't need to be booped for you to pick up the beacon.
no. But you have to
Have
keep
an
them flipped to
activated
you.
console.
Yeah,
Oh, never mind. I lied.
I also
Yeah.
don't know how to read,
yeah.
but you don't
Look,
know
I
how to
kept
read.
reading. I forgot to read the first part.
See, I stop when I get to what I want. You don't
Yeah,
read the full.
it doesn't have to
from the
be,
beginning.
but so technically, Dan, it does require a specialist. They just need to have pushed something else, and then like
Yeah,
the cage
yeah.
opens.
I got it now. Now that I've read the first sentence.
Yeah. And the best part is this one fits on 2 pages for exactly that reason. I feel like this would be a really good one for last scenario of the day at a tournament.
Really?
Yeah, because it's the least brain power. Like day 1, if you're doing a 2-day tournament, I would make this mission 3 because everyone's fucking tired.
I thought you meant mission 5.
No. So I mean, like either mission 3 and a 3 mission tournament, like just because everybody's fucking burned out, or first day end of day mission because you're like your brain's fucking melted. This is as a piece of TO advice. This is exactly what I would put at the end of a day because it's a palate cleanser and it doesn't require you to fucking be.
I mean, you're just brawling over the middle.
See, it's kind of funny. I actually feel that I think this is the middle child mission because you're gonna have a lot of close / tie games at top tables on this mission because both players will be very good at defending and both players will be very good at pushing consoles. So like games are going to be really close.
Maybe.
Whereas like other missions are going to have
the more's 2 though. More is 2 more because more can just mean 1. You know what I mean? Like in a close game, that's going to be 3 points.
But this is where I go like, there's not a great feeling like when third and fourth player overtake first and second because the fourth guy was the pair up or the pair down and he blew out the other guy because he just pushed all the buttons and stole it. And then the top 2 tables tie out because they score like, I got 3 points for the consoles, 4 for my classified.
But that's why I said middle of a big tournament and then a 1-day tournament. Who gives a shit? It's a 1-day tournament. It's a 3-day,
fair enough.
3-game tournament. Everyone wants to in a 1-day tournament that's just like practicing for a major. Everybody just wants to not get to the bar. Usually play game 3.
Just play last launch. Turn your brain off and play last launch.
Turn your brain off and play
walk out. Launch. Push the button and leave.
There is no operational learning in this mission.
No, there's not. All right, last launch. 2 technical support options. At the end of the game, you extract more army points for 2 points. At the end of the game, I've extracted more specialists for 2, killed more specialists than your opponent for 2, have killed the same number of specialists for 1, and then dominate the launch tower for 1, and then 3 classifieds each worth 1. So 7 out of your 10 points are launch related and dominating, and then the last 3 are your objectives.
But it's less point. It used to be 3 for more army points.
This is the same as the later version.
Yeah.
This is the update where you can get 5 to 7 based. You can get 5 points just for extractions and dominating. You get 5 points. Killing specialists is the other 2 points, and then you're classified. So like, if you have your expensive specialist leave, that's 4 points, and then you hold the room for 5. And there's your 5 points right then and there.
And then
you'll win the
game. You go to 8 with classifieds. And then
classifieds, which are secure treasure. Everything else is the same. This is a fine mission. Ever since it's changed, I'm much happier.
Ever since you couldn't just launch a tag. This is.
You still can. Don't misunderstand. You can still do that, but it's like it's more jank now.
Yeah. And still requires IDs and ID scanners. You get 2 ID scanners, and they're little tech coffins. Does somebody get a free ID now?
No, they got rid of that. That was the problem.
That's good.
Yeah, no more free IDs for Evo hackers.
EvoBot walks out. Do you have a 27-point specialist to get against my Evo? No, I guess I win.
Bye.
Yep.
Then
we get into the weird missions.
I love these missions. Provisioning. This is by far the weirdest, I think, of the new deployment styles. Because it apart from just being attacker defender, this one's got a circular deployment from a corner.
Owen and I played this one.
A 24-inch slice, and it has diagonal deployment lines. 3 objectives across a diagonal deployment line. Control a supply box for 1 each. It's kind of supplies.
It is just
control.
Supplies.
It's sort of control more for 3. At the end of the game, control the same number for 1, but you got to get them into your safe areas.
which
You
is
have
a which is a
to get to the safe
5-inch
area
template.
and have someone holding in the safe area.
If your adversary does not have control any supply box in safe area for 2. So basically keep them out of your opponent's safe area. And
Setting up a good table is tricky on this mission.
I think so too, because honestly, what my trick for setting up tables normally is have all of my buildings at a 45-degree angle from the deployment zones. In this one, you want them straight on because the deployment line's at a 45-degree angle across.
But how do you, in a tournament, how do you adjust the table?
Between missions, you have to go do like
really.
What you could do is you could start your day with this one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but no one, people don't even adjust it when it's a brew mission and
or end of the day. I know that's what I'm saying. Like,
there's no way you adjust it, and so this is just going to be one.
It's an after lunch one. You send everybody to lunch, and then you do your final game of the day.
No one's going to change it. No one's going to change the tables.
Probably not. But it would be the
advice. Fine. It's unclear what's actually going to be good because, like, in the game Dan and I played, I brought a bunch of drop troopers because you can see how much you can manipulate where you can actually land as a parachutist. Because now my ability to put a guy halfway up to your deployment zone from the board edge, but he's not in your deployment zone, so all of a sudden he's just right in your back, it's unclear how that'll play out over time. Dan diced the hell out of me. I'm gonna say it, but
look, I just rolled normal dice and I happened to crit.
This one also has operational learning, and the safe area is effectively the old saturation zones. It's like a 5-inch zone you place down.
Right. So it's cool because you have to put the safe zone outside your deployment zone.
Yeah. And
so you try to tuck it into a corner on like the edge of the deployment zone, or you just put it right in the middle.
Yeah.
And just like try to take the middle, and then it's easy to grab it and run back. The middle one also has 2 tokens.
Yeah.
That you can grab. But you can never grab more than 1 unless you have baggage. So there's not really a lot of specialists that have baggage besides your Evo hacker. And having your Evo hacker, I guess it's only 8 inches. So in 3 orders, you can have both things. And
you do start significantly far up the board in this one compared to normal missions, right? Because 24 inches from a corner.
Isn't it like 18 inches? I did the math on this.
It's roughly 18 between. It's like 9 inches to the middle and 18 between zones.
Yeah.
That's the trick.
So I think there's a lot of, the zone has to be not interfere with terrain.
Right.
It has to be open, not touching anything. And it has to be outside your deployment zone. So sometimes there's not going to be a lot of options where you can put your safe zone.
Yeah. Especially if you play on like a dense table and we were playing with that in mind and didn't really think about it. It's just like, oh, this feels like a pretty good table. And it's like, wait, where do I put my zone?
Yeah.
A little bus stop that I could hide on. I'm like, ooh, this is perfect.
Yep. All those bashies went to their doom.
They went to their doom. And operational learning again, so you can repeat to try and take stuff out. And then our last mission of the pack, also with crazy deployment, is zone of interest.
One last thing on supplies is like infiltration is crazy of how spread out you can be.
Does it feel spread out? I mean, it's the same
corner to corner.
I get it. It's the same area, but it is weirdly feeling wide because it's
the half line is way longer. And as someone who's played a lot of Malifaux that has this kind of deployment in it, it really elongates the table.
Sure.
It really does. And so having infiltration, like an infiltrating sniper, you can put him in the corner now. All of a sudden it's like hard to get to them.
It also weirdly makes your deployment zone almost more condensed and defendable because like your hacking area can be your entire deployment zone with like 1 hacker and 1 repeater. You know what I mean? Because like you can hold that entire 24-inch circle basically edge to edge.
Depending on your list, it's going to be pretty hard to deploy. Forward deployment and infiltration is really strong in this mission.
No.
If you don't have that and you're stuck in your deployment zone, then it's going to be a little rough.
Because it's really condensed, yeah. But at the same time, it ups the value of like crazy koalas and repeaters and like makes it hard for shit to come in behind you, right? Because you can have this like this.
Yeah, except when you're the active player throwing the pitcher and be like,
for sure,
I can attack anybody.
I can, and vice versa. It's the same thing. Like you're getting more mileage out of like your pitchers in your area, sort of effect.
All the range 24 guns being able to shoot deployment to deployment is a difference as well.
Yeah, and that's going to apply to this next one too. So I'm just going to move us on because
for sure
we're getting along, and this is the same deployment style. So 24-inch bubble. It's reversed weirdly. I don't know if you noticed that. So the other one's left to right. This one's right to left. or right to left, the other one's left to right. So like this one, the bottom's in the left corner, the top is in the right corner. The previous one was the opposite.
Yep. Oh wait. Oh.
It's not weird. So like you could run these back to back, and then that solves your deploy your
Oh, it always has to be on the left corner.
That's right. So like
Oh.
this one, do you see what I'm saying here, Dan? Where
I
like
didn't even think about that.
this one kind of solves your terrain problem because you just run both these missions, and now you've got two tables. You got the table basically working twice. So you could do like an like after lunch, like the first mission's one type of terrain, then you do these like second, third of the 3-day, and then you've got your terrain stuff like sort of sorted out.
You could do a room mission on top of these two.
You could definitely do a room mission on top of these two.
Who cares at this point? It's all off the rails.
So this one's at the end of the game, dominate a zone of interest. One objective point for each dominated zone of interest, up to a maximum of 3. In the game, each game round, dominate a special zone of interest for 1. At the end of each game round, have an activated communication antenna, and they're in the center. There's a single one. So there's only one of them.
So at the end of every game round, you want the antenna and the special zone.
And the special zone.
And at the end of the game, you want
as many zones, as you get. And the special one's going to shift around. So the zones of interest, in this scenario, the zones of interest are zone of operations that are circular templates. There's 3 zones of interest, one of which is the special zone. Before deployment phase, in initiative order, each player must place their circular template. They can be placed on any surface of the game capable equal or larger size than it, and they can't overlap another one. The player with the first turn must place a zone of interest and special zone of interest, specifying which template is the special one and placing it. The player with the second turn places a zone of interest instead. So there's 4 down, basically. Or sorry, there's a total of 3, sorry.
Just 3.
Yeah.
But the first player places you're at a disadvantage because you can't dominate. But if you go first, you can put that special zone right outside your deployment. That's and right. They have to come hang out in.
Get it. That's right.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
There's a disadvantage for going first.
It puts the pressure on you. That's right. But you get to dictate where the battle takes place, basically. And then dominate zones by having points in it. Baggage does not apply here, I don't think. Shazvasti does. There's no baggage bonus for dominate ZOs.
Yeah, there is. Just next page.
It's on the page. Sorry, there's so much space. There is. Okay. Weirdly, there's a lot of space on that one. I thought they were done.
Yeah.
You do get baggage specialist. You can do Intelcom, so support and control. So you get your points in your Intelcom card. And then the activate communications antenna, it's just specialist in contact.
And it flips. You, me. Can't be both.
Spending 1 short skill, the specialist trooper activates the communication hacker. If there's any enemy hackers are within any zones of interest, it becomes face-to-face with them. So that's interesting. If you have any hackers in any of the zones of interest, you're face-to-facing this flip. So if you activate it, you can defend it by keeping hackers in a zone of interest.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
But it's only one hacker gets to do it. They have to choose one. You don't get to have like 5 hackers.
No, it's more than one hacker. They must choose one of them to be face-to-face. Yeah. Yeah, and there's no damage, just a face-to-face roll.
I don't like the 6-point swing on this one.
Like the end
swing?
Like it seems like another player, like it's similar to whatever mission earlier on where it's like crossing lines, where you have a 6-point turn 3. And
it's 3 for dominates at the end of the game.
And that is still the end of the round. So you still get the special
4 for
the antenna and your classified.
And 5 for the classified. So it's 5 at the end of the game, and then
it's antenna, dominate special, 3 for each zone. It's 3 for all 3 zones. So it's 5 points right there. And then 6 points for your classified.
Well, yeah, but classified can do it.
But the classified can be done any time. So that's not an end of game one, right? Unless you're doing
my perspective of just like the amount of points you can score in one round. That's all.
Sure.
Like the fact that in one turn I can score 6 and win the game. So like, don't even.
I do feel like with the player agency and the placing of the zones, though, there's so much swing here.
Well, that's the thing. Is like, okay, I go first. That really sucks because it's all scoring in the game.
But you can isolate these zones.
But if the special zone is right outside your deployment on the edge of the board, it's like, maybe I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I hope. I mean,
we got to play it out.
Yep.
Again, this is one of those ones where we just don't know. And I think list making is going to mean more here. But I like the swing in this one. I'll be honest. Overall, my excitement about this is that they tried a bunch of new shit because I was getting real tired of recycled scenarios.
Like zone of interest and provisioning are both like, you want to just have tons of infiltrators and forward deployment.
Yeah.
Right? It's just awesome to have.
Yeah, because the deployment.
But then there's other missions
weird.
where they're absolutely useless.
True. I think you want parachutists is what you want.
Also, right? But just like that kind of stuff. But then parachutes are kind of useless in like
parachutes are coming in so far away from the action.
You can deploy opposite your deployment zone with a parachutist. Yeah. Like if you look at that bottom center point, you can deploy the opposite side of the table.
Yeah, parachutes are very strong in this mission, but in like lines, useless.
Right. Maybe.
All right. Yeah. I'm not going to spend too much time on direct action. It's basically unchanged. They're nice, simple, straightforward missions.
The only change to them is that they've brought back the key ops. He is instead of gaining an irregular order and attack aware, he gets instead of a regular order and dodge +3, he gets dodge +3 and attack aware because attack aware exists now. And anything that was killing lieutenants is now him.
Yeah.
Except for the one where you kill lieutenants.
Yeah. Except for the one where you're designed to kill lieutenants. That's right. And you don't have to worry about having a classified deck. So these are still great missions for if you're just starting the game and like you don't have a classified deck yet, you're just playing with the models that you have at home. Like just start with these 5 missions. They're nice and straightforward. They're tried and tested. Annihilations just kill stuff. Battlegrounds is hold zones.
Superiority
is Cutthroat is kill lieutenants. Superiority is hold zones.
I think it's neat that there's these threaten key ops options.
Oh yeah,
those didn't exist before.
Well, and they were in the last edition too. Threaten key op is basically what they replaced secure HVT with, right? So instead, because you don't have any classifieds, they gave you a way to score a point basically by threatening the key op instead. So it's like just being in zone of control. And then uplink, which is more button pushing.
What are the missions for the Calgary tournament coming up?
Sorry,
we have an event coming up.
Yes.
Do you remember, Owen?
Which one? The Trinity one in the 15th.
Yeah,
it's Hardlock, Corporate Appropriation, and Battleground.
Which
so it's capture the box, and kill each other.
And then kill each other.
Yeah, which is code for kill each other, and kill each other. And on one of these, we hit a box.
But it's funny because they did that thing I was talking about. They ended with a nice simple one. They ended with Battleground. So they ended with a direct action mission because they're nice and simple and they're easy like palette cleansers for the end of the day. Battleground, no HVT, hold zones. Like the nearest for one. It's old frontline.
But that it changed. Instead of 3-2-1, it's 4-3-1.
4-3-1, yep. And then kill the enemy key op for 2, which is kill lieutenant, or threaten it for 1, which is your secure basically.
Well, it used to be that plus like 4.
Yeah, there's like 4 classifieds.
Yeah, they pulled the classifieds and replaced it with kill lieutenant and threaten them.
Right,
and the 1 extra point.
And it's 8 points. Well, the scoring is 8 points. The end of it's all end of game, so it's end of game scoring for the zones for 8 points.
It's actually quite a different mission.
It is, yeah. Well, actually, it's closer to the way it used to be before. In like
they
ITS
just kept
season, like
adding 8. More and more.
This is going back like 8 seasons basically.
Before my time.
Yeah, way before your time. Yeah. And then we've got our last little bit here, which is the resilience ops, which is you're gonna generate a mission basically using the extra cards in the deck. Still really like this. It hasn't gotten a lot of play, but we played a bunch of it and I really enjoyed them. You're placing objectives, you're placing beacons, you're placing extra HVTs, and then you're dealing out what your classified or what your main and secondary defensive stuff's going to be. And then you have
I would love to try to play that.
You haven't played it yet? Oh, we played a bunch of them. I think we played like 5 or 6 games. It was like when in between 16 and 16.5, this is like all we were playing because we were kind of bored of 16. So we just played Resilience Ops for like 2 months. Because it's neat because it has like special battlefield conditions and stuff. It's just it's you can't plan for it. You bring a universal list and then the missions kind of at random. So you just play with like a all-comer sort of list.
I guess for me, it's like the fun of the puzzle is the list for the mission.
Yeah, you like the metagame beforehand, so this is less for you. This is more for casual
and like
games.
You can make the all-comers kind of list, but I find they become really like degenerate. Like you end up having the same 8 items. I mean, we did a whole thing on list building, right? Of like, oh, you need your special man and your gunfighter and your long range
and fire team building and all that
stuff. And like
Cover
all that stuff just comes out again and again. Whereas like some missions call for you to play a different way, and that's the more
this is not designed for experienced Infinity players. This is designed for casual Infinity players, and it's purpose built for that. This is not a game
Yeah,
for Alan.
it's fine. I mean, I'd play it.
Out,
It's
out of
just
10, how do we feel?
I'm really excited about this mission or this pack. I'd say it's an 8. Like honestly, I'm giving it an 8, mostly because it's impossible for them to get a 10 making a swing this big. But I think that the swings they are making were really necessary in like shaking up deployment zones, the symmetry of like making it feel like a paintball game, and just having you do new and interesting things. Like I really like, I think my favorites, if I was to pick my favorites, I really like which one's the one with the broom? Is that critical intervention?
the asymmetrical one.
Yeah. Attack of
Yeah,
the
critical
critical.
intervention.
Critical intervention, I think, is my favorite.
Play that a few times with somebody. I'm curious what your feedback will be
Yeah.
after a couple games, because
Couple
like
games. Well, Greg's coming in to promote the satellite out here, and so we'll probably play that one and another one. So I'm probably thinking my next 2 games will be critical intervention and probably hard lock because we haven't played that one yet either. Or maybe zone of interest. Do one of the new deployment zone ones, provisioning or zone of
I'm quite
interest.
excited for provisioning and zone of interest.
Yeah, they're the ones that I think are the other two, like they require the least work. You know what I mean? We had to talk the least about those ones, and list building might swing them different. Like you might find factions have advantages, but I don't know if that's a scenario problem. That's just going to be an inherent Infinity thing. Because there's sometimes like you can write a great mission and some factions will have an advantage at playing it, right? Like you can't really do anything about that just because the way the factions work.
yeah. I'm I was super excited. I am less excited as I've played a few of these a couple times. And it, like the early experience, and like again, I am not going to have the same experience as everybody who's playing it because I've played a lot and I have like a pretty, and the people I'm playing against are the same kind of mindset as me, where you're playing this like to the nth degree kind of tournament play. Um, I really am sad there was a whole thing last season around a mission that was scored in each turn that never made it in here. Imagine supremacy, but instead of dominating the zones each game round, you dominated them each player turn. And so you had you had to be proactive all the time because you were dipping back and forth and stealing zones that didn't get in here. But I want to see more people's experiences around um, the critical intervention and crossing lines and like basically the big weird ones. Because my early experience in corporate appropriate, like the three corporate appropriation, critical intervention, and crossing lines, those 3 C's, they've been kind of a mixed bag. And I'm just curious. I want to see. Like I'd be like
You've
a
just been
6
hanging out
now.
with too many people eating Tylenol.
Maybe that might be it. Too much Tylenol in my system. Got a little bit of the tism. But yeah, I'm super happy they're trying new things. I'd much rather play these missions that might be a bit scuffed than 10 more rounds of mind wipe
Yeah,
or like
absolutely.
unmasking. Like I don't care anymore. I've done it so many times. Yeah, let's play something wacky. And if it ends up, yeah, I think you need to do a few adjustments, like clarify that in crossing lines, it's only during deployment phase. And like, no, you can't shoot the box my guy is holding. That's kind of cheesy. Like just those little touches. And I'd like to see it, what it looks like then. And that's it. I'm sure they're gonna do it. I like the Sasha.
Infinity.
Sasha's neat. I like booty rolls. I like
You
getting
do love
random
a good
stuff.
booty roll.
Love my
Sweet.
random gear.
Well, that's it. We've been through ITS 16. And hopefully I will get to play some more missions relatively soon. And we'll be back next week with more Heroes 2.0. So let us know in the comments or on the Discord what you guys think about ITS season 17 and yeah, what upcoming events we got going on. We've got any events you want to shout out? You guys got that one happening in Calgary. You know the name of it?
There are 3 events in November. There's the Festival Snowvember, which is in Edmonton. There is the Operation Trinity Directive on the 15th in Calgary. And then I think it's the 20th is the event that is in Ontario, the satellite, right? It's
Yeah,
something like
exactly.
that. It's like
Yeah.
the weekend of the 23rd or the 20th or whatever that weekend happens to fall on. I'm aiming to go to all three. I'm going crazy.
Fantastic. Sweet.
Dan's coming too.
Hell yeah. Sleeping on my couch. Well,
I got a
we'll
book.
see you guys. We'll see you guys. Hopefully coming up soon. And yeah, I'll be back with more Heroes and Zeros. Bye, everybody.